When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
You're not remembering things. I'm very concerned for you, Ben.
Well, let's be honest, that's kind of a core feature of myself.
Right, but I mean, we've been friends for a long time now, and you don't remember me. I think there's a problem. Have you talked to anybody lately? Has anybody given you, like, a weird look? I know people can mess with people's minds, so I'm asking.
This is definitely starting to sound like another deception check. Just to see if I can finally fall for it. Because, I mean, I definitely can. I've had my mind messed with lately.
I mean, I'm giving you
It could
very
almost work.
plausible things.
Shit.
I would
mean,
like to see myself fail.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, I guess.
Let's see it fail. Beat an 8.
Well, like I said, I took away my points in deception a long time ago when I decided to be
Excellent.
more persuasive. And apparently I can't persuade you because all I'm persuading you with are lies.
Right, because you are, like, just to clarify, you are in fact making this up out of character.
On one hand, yes, but on the other hand, I have the ability to just go back. I can go back and change them into truth. I mean, I could just... When you were 5 years ago, when you were selling this apartment, I could just rewind and have Ben there.
It's like, oh yeah, I did see you there.
That's
See
what
you
I'm
selling the
saying.
apartment.
We're basing this on me not changing time. This whole conversation is me going through one uncomfortable reality to see how much information I can get out of you.
But I'm still just sort of looking at you and going, so then how did you get into that rift?
I drove the car into it. You not remember we were testing the boundaries, drove the car...
But it was Frank, under Hattori's control, who did that.
You mean Fred?
He was even in the car still afterwards.
You mean Fred?
Fred, right.
Yeah, who's Frank? And who's Hattori? I drove the car in there with Scrap.
So
And
are
me
you
and Scrap
Hattori?
came
And I'm like
out.
just gonna like get up and I'm just gonna like put my hands like on your shoulder and like look into you, just like actively trying to divine like any divinity in you. There's obviously nothing, right?
No.
Nothing. It's like it's not there though. Where did it go?
Seriously, Ben, there's something wrong here. You're remembering people that don't exist. And you're remembering people that do exist, but with the wrong names. Me and Scrap drove that car into the rift, and me and Scrap came out of the rift.
That's the thing. I know more than anyone else that it exists. And I know exactly who could prove it too.
Who's that?
I will pull out my stone cell phone.
Oh shit, boy.
What's that?
And presumably I know how to activate it. Did you have an
Yes.
intended method, or should I make something up?
Shake it.
Yeah, just shake it into the battery recharges.
Yeah, it's a shake weight. Do
Oh,
it.
okay. But no, like I'll like hold it up to my chest and like briefly glows with like a little bit of background fire from like literally nowhere.
Yeah.
And I will just kind of like Toth, a brief question. I asked you about Hattori, didn't I? They exist, right?
What, yes, that Tory creature. What is happening with him right now?
He's disappeared entirely.
Oh, let me see if he's still in the records. Oh. Hmm. It appears as if the place where this Hattori creature was just ended not too long ago. What's happened down there?
That's what I sort of want to know.
Hmm.
I didn't seem to have the same sort of ill effect, but things could be very different. I'm
Yes,
not
let's
looking at the cause. I'm looking at a piece of evidence.
Oh, and what would that evidence be?
Person that replaced him.
Replacement. Could you give me some coordinates? I'll see if there's been any strange happenings there.
Alright, I will give him the divine coordinates of the universe to the location where the rift was.
Okay. You're gonna hear some flipping through some old dusty pages. You're gonna be like,
I was hoping Toth was gonna go there. Toth disappears from reality.
It's like, who's tough? I've always been Walter. I work at
Oh God!
Yeah, so rewind time, take Toth's position in the
Amazon.
I rewind time, take Toth's position in the divine hierarchy. All of a
Oh,
sudden,
horrifying.
you're looking at me, and suddenly it's my voice on the phone. Yeah, I'm looking here, and I don't know what you're talking about.
I will say that we
Horrifying.
still offer 2-day shipping
Oh no!
On all ancient Egyptian relics.
with
Yes.
Osiris Prime.
The holy sun god, Amazon.
Osiris Prime. Okay. No, but he's gonna say
Oh wait, no, it'd
there
be Nile
was
Prime.
some sort of
Well, no, it'd be Raw
temporal
Prime.
raw prime.
No, because Amazon is a river.
Well,
That's
that's
the
the funny
Nile-
thing.
Nile
Raw is
Prime.
already Raw Prime.
Yeah, but if I was
Yeah.
going back, I would make Amazon the overgod, which would be Ra. So instead of Amen Ra, it would be Amazon Ra.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Jesus.
That way, when I start Amazon,
When I create Amazon myself.
look, if
No,
I'm
but,
going back to the beginning and doing it all forwards, I'm going to be in the best position.
Mm-hmm. What Toth is gonna say? Oh yes, it appears as if there's some sort of space-time dilation that happened in that location. It looks like a rift was formed, and whatever that Hattori thing was removed, and another thing was added in its place.
I see. So Hitori didn't necessarily get destroyed then.
No, simply spirited away.
I suppose that does at least answer one question I have.
Oh,
Well, where this person came from. And I look
Hmm.
back over at Walter. The unimpeachable knowledge of the universe itself has told me that Hitori still exists. Or did exist.
Wait. Is this Walter from Amazon from 2019?
I'll like stop a second and just like have a dumbfounded look on my face, blink a little bit and go, well, his name is Walter, and he does keep saying he's from Amazon.
Oh
But wait, from
no!
that? What do you mean from that here?
Oh no!
Just want to
Walter
clarify that at the end of this conversation, you're not going to remember.
Walter from Amazon has been causing problems for me for literally my entire existence. I've had to rewrite hundreds of tomes because Walter thought it would be funny to change one event.
That does sound like me.
Walter from Amazon is the bane of my existence.
I just look up at Walter, absolutely dumbfounded.
I do love how Walter from Amazon works for, like, most time periods, right?
Yeah.
Before the internet and everything, I'm Walter from, like, Africa, just Walter from Amazon. After
Yeah.
the invention of corporations, I'm just Walter from Amazon. Could mean anywhere. The legends tell of Walter from Amazon. The Amazonian Walter.
Jeez. But yeah, Walter from Amazon.
I'll just like stay there silently looking at Walter. It's like, what the hell is this guy? Would you like me to tell him to stop?
I want to throw something out at you, Griff.
Go for it.
Would it be in your character to not declare everything that you know?
Not declare everything that I want?
Everything that you know. Because I feel like if you're going to confront Walter, Walter is going to reverse time so he can do his conversation better. So if you keep it internal, if you don't say anything, we don't have to do that.
So wait, I'm just trying to figure out how it goes. Are you saying, like, if I don't say anything, then nothing happens?
I think a more clever thing to be here would be to hear all that and just try to deal with Walter as you know without giving on that you know more than you know, so that it's a play of, hey...
Right, that was a little bit of my plan.
Right, because, well, it sounded like you were about to like, Walter, I know what's up! Because if you're like, Walter, I know what's up, Walter is going to rewind so that his cover's not blown.
But then how would you stop Benumzis from doing the same thing again?
Oh, because all of this came about from the conversation, so I just wouldn't wave hit him that morning.
Oof.
I would talk to him some other way. This is the Groundhog's Day scenario. I'm just trying to avoid having to live out all those realities and just describing events that would happen.
Right. The thing is, like, out of character, Benjamin would probably totally be your friend as soon as you start being forthright, but you're just not going to be.
Right.
You're gonna find every path around it possible, which is hilarious.
Right. Which is why I'm suggesting that you play the I've got a secret card and just not play it. Because if you hold on to it for a long time and then play it later, I might not remember when you figured it out, so I'm not gonna remember where to go back to change things.
You might have no idea what this weird onk thing is or how I'm doing it, because at least I'm probably not going to explain that.
Because that would just mean, like, right now, this is very suspicious to me, but if you play it off and I don't rewind time to figure it out, then, like, sometime in the future, you're gonna pull it out and I'll be like, wait a second, when did you figure that out? So
I'm going to, of course, like, just ask Toth, like, you have a recommendation, maybe? I don't like that laugh, Toth. Please, stop. I suppose I'm going to feel your pain, aren't I?
You're on your own. And he's gonna hang up.
Thank you anyway.
that and if you play into it, I get exactly what I want anyways. And then you get all the opportunities to try and figure it out on your own, too.
Alright. So I still, like, look up at you and go, I think I'm a little bit on my own on this one.
What is that?
So... Oh. This?
Yeah.
It's an onk.
I'm sorry, can you describe it out of character? I don't think I actually know what's going on here.
Out of character, it is a stone onk. It is an ancient-looking artifact.
Oh, okay. You guys were talking like... I thought you had like a stone cell phone thing in your hand.
Yeah, that's a joke I've been running with.
I mean, like a tablet-sized piece of stone that had like carvings in it.
Tablet.
Yeah.
Like, it had the buttons carved into it?
Well, I mean, it like had hieroglyphics or something on it, and now you were holding it up to your head. I had no idea what was going on.
Why does it say Amazon on the back of this, huh?
It could. I mean...
Let's go back and found Amazon already.
I think the form of time travel I'm taking is mostly like, oh shit, Wild Stallions. Shit, my brain's not working. I've gotten so invested in time travel that my brain's not working anymore. Bill and Ted.
What?
Walter, what's your last name?
I literally just told you a second ago to remind you. This is why this isn't working, by the way.
Oh yeah. Well, my own brain is also as broken as my character's.
Well, no, I meant that in character. That's why this isn't working. You're having such a hard time remembering me because you literally can't remember a thing I told you 20 minutes ago.
You're right. You're right. What was it again?
Stormkurtz. I am
Stormkurtz.
Walter Stormkurtz.
Stormkurtz. That's actually a really cool name.
Well, thank you. I didn't come up with it.
Well, I guess enough of like the interrogation.
I
But we're
don't.
friends.
Yes, we've always been friends. By the way, out of character, I'm glad we figured this part out because I was gonna slide into a third lie if this didn't work.
Oh no.
My third lie is maybe I'm just from an alternate universe where we were friends this whole time, and now I've slid into. I don't know. It was a difficult lie.
You see, that would have been perfectly believable.
It would have been, but at the same time, I like
But
this
also
better.
would have been admitting more information.
Yeah, and I like this better. I like
Mhm.
you knowing, but trying to not play it off like you don't know, so that I don't change events.
At the very least, I am deceptive enough I can pull it off.
I don't know. I actually do have insight. I'm not good at lying to people, but I don't want to be lied to.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm going, okay. Oh, well, we're friends. At least we cleared that part up. I'm a little bit better now, I
You know,
think.
Ben, I'm a little bit hurt that we had to clear up the fact that we are friends.
Well, I'm sorry, a lot of stuff has happened lately, and some people have tried murdering me a couple of times, and I've murdered them back. I mean, it's just what happens occasionally.
So you say, but it hasn't caused us to not be friends before. That's a very heartful thing to hear, you know.
I'm sorry, I've been busy, but look, what are you doing here? And I just, like, point to your, like, emptiness.
What do you mean, what am I doing here?
Alright, do you not have anything?
No, not really. Cost Alina a lot of my money just to afford this place. By the way, out of character, I don't know if that's a lie or not.
That might actually be truthful.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Lottery ticket is enough for a high-story building. Not a high-story building, a high-story apartment in a building.
Yes. Well, of course, the closer you are to the top, the more likely you are to die in a fire.
So says the news
For-
program on the radio.
Yes.
For unknown reasons, it's as if some sort of strange, fiery anomaly keeps happening at the top of buildings.
Wow, guys, watch
Buildings
out!
where someone happens to keep living all the time.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with something weird like the biggest supervillain in the setting is the Berg Pusher, a guy who just has flying ability and pushes people off the tops of buildings.
Here's the hint, I'm the supervillain. It was me all along.
I mean, you could be. Who's going to mess with you? You're the god of ancient Egypt.
Very true. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking at Walter and going, do you wanna do something?
What, like hang out?
Yeah. I was gonna go talk with Scrap for a little bit. You wanna come?
Yeah, sure. I ain't seen him since, well, the scrapyard.
That's about appropriate. Oh right, you actually drove home with him.
Yeah. I dropped him off at his house. I mean,
Right.
I've always known where he lives. We've been friends for 5 years?
Do you have a way to get around it all? I don't know if you actually own a car.
Well,
I know
no,
we,
I ditched that car because it's a stolen car, and I didn't want to, you know.
that's honestly a very good idea.
But no, I
But you
typically
happen to-
walk everywhere. Or public transit. Public transit's very reliable these days.
Well, it's a long walk out there. We were thinking of meeting in an hour.
Well, like I said, public transit's very reliable. Taxis, buses, air taxis.
Well, if you say so. I think I tried it once, and I don't approve, but...
Tried it once. Oh, like, when you can fly, why would you take it?
Exactly. So let's... I'm gonna meet Scrap here, and I describe the location Scrap gave. And I'll see you there in an hour, how about?
Sure, sounds good.
Alright, Walter. Try... If you need any stuff, I'd be happy to, help you move anything in.
No, I'm good right now. I can't really see a need or a use for anything but my chair.
Well, if you say so. I will go ahead and do my, transformation, fly back to my apartment, and, well, go ahead and get going. Actually, I could probably just fly off from here. Nobody
Yeah.
knows what a bird is.
Nope.
What's a bird?
It's a thing you flip off other drivers.
Oh, okay.
Why?
So after a very awkward little bit of interrogation, at the very least, Benjamin is now friends with Walter.
Well, you've always been friends with me.
Always been friends. We're friends forever.
I
Yay!
mean, we could be.
Funny thing is, you're the one who's been pushing friends forever, and now Ben is.
Oh
Forever.
no!
What have you gotten yourself into?
I mean, I can renege on that in a moment, so... you use it like a threat. I can just rewind back to when we weren't friends and convince you. I'd hate to see
Total fun is fun.
I hate to see the reconvincing. No, Ben, we're not friends. I need a deception versus insight roll on that one. No, I mean it. We're not friends. I don't know you. I've been lying to
I
you.
love you. Alright, so back on the other side of town.
Okay. Back on the other side of town. I assume, well, would Walter go there immediately?
Well, I mean, I'd go nearish to there immediately, and then be like walking distance away. Because I don't want to be like show up there, and then he flies in. And it's like, whoa, there's something wrong here.
Okay, so you want to arrive a bit after.
Well, not a bit after. I mean, I'm supposed to be there in an hour, so I'm going to show up at such at walking distance speed away from there in a time that I would get there in an hour. So that if I am seen along the way, I am seen at an hour's distance away.
Okay.
Well, that would be literally like as soon as I leave.
Right, but you won't see me moving, so it won't matter. I'm assuming. I don't know what your senses powers are.
Mm-hmm.
I sense all of space and time. You can hide nothing from me.
You say that, but my senses group up is called infinite senses. So
Oh shit, that's even bigger than my infinite.
well, I have senses 17. I don't know what yours is at.
This is all a joke, by the way.
I don't know. Again, you have divine senses,
Exactly,
so
you have no idea what I have.
I know. I'm assuming your senses.
Alright. But yeah. So, you pretend to walk there. I fly around as a bird and eventually get there.
I mean,
Scrap is left very confused with continental breakfast.
giving
Yes.
you with a wishy-washy hand thing, pretend to walk there. I mean, kinda.
Yeah. Okay.
I could power walk there and still get there.
Yeah. Okay, Scrap. You just finished your continental breakfast. They're on
I
their
did.
way.
Great. I know that Charlene doesn't care, and I don't care now, so just leave the plate on the ground. No big deal.
Sure.
And I'll make my way towards this scrapyard on 355th. It'll take a bit, but I got time.
Yeah. So you can walk down there without too much trouble.
No one gives me trouble anymore.
No.
It's been a while
But-
since someone's accosted me on the street after I threw that guy through a third-story window.
Make a perception check. You hear the squeaking of wheels.
Oh shit, that's Scuba Steve. Oh shit, that's Scuba Steve. There's probably another alley I can duck behind, or
Slap, slap, slap.
I hide behind something. I don't know what's nearby. Just something. I hide.
It was like a pile of garbage.
I don't care. Just hide behind it.
All right, you hide behind it. Scuba Steve, with the wheezing through the snorkel, slaps his way up the road, looks at the pile of garbage, reaches towards it, and grabs a half-eaten can of beans off it, throws it in the cart, sniffs, keeps walking,
Don't
people
make
are
eye
like-
contact with Scuba Steve.
crossing the street to look at, crossing the street a good block before he gets to them. Fear. And he
This is
slowly slaps away.
I will wait till he's a good distance away, and then I'm gonna book it for about a solid block and a half, just to make sure I have enough space. Actually, you know what? I'm speed walking, jogging, running the entire way to 355th. Just to be certain.
Okay. So, you get there a little before everyone else.
All right, but hands are on the knees, like.
Gotta make sure you can escape Scuba Steve.
His range is. His scope is ridiculous. He can't see, but he knows you're there.
Seems like a nice guy.
You never met Scuba Steve. Shut up.
Well, maybe I'll say hi. I got extra time today.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'm there before you. This is me just panicking.
Oh, okay. I was already assuming I was there.
Oh no, but you can arrive there now at around this time.
From behind, like, a rubbish pile, like, a bird flies, and then just, like, suddenly, Benjamin's there. And he's wearing his hobo getup.
Nice.
Scrap kind of levels his eye. Goes, "You making fun of me? You making
What?
fun of us? You come to my house?"
Well, I mean, I thought I'd be a little conspicuous. I mean, like, wearing what I used to wear when I, didn't actually have currency, wouldn't be appropriate.
Scrap he crosses his arms and just kind of glares for a bit. All right. I didn't come to yell at you. I came to show you something. Just
Okay.
okay. Hold on.
Well, what are we gonna see?
He does a once over of the scrapyard, just kind of making sure there's nobody within like direct line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause the less people know, the better.
Supposedly there is a Walter walking onto the scene.
Yes.
Oh, it's Walter from Amazon.
Yeah, see, this guy remembers me.
I don't know why I do.
Maybe you don't know why you do.
I don't.
I don't understand why you don't know that you don't... What?
There are known knowns and unknown unknowns. So if you know that you unknown don't know, you don't know.
Yes.
Exactly, he knows.
Like I said, we're best friends, man. Remember me, for Christ's sakes.
Okay. Whatever. It's fine. I guess I trust you? Anyway.
What are you talking about? After that time that I saved you when you were starving?
Do I remember a time when he saved me when I was starving?
Are you saying that you've never starved before?
I'm saying that I've starved at multiple points.
Right, and at least one of those points, Walter comes in.
Jeez.
And
throws me a burrito and leaves.
I'd probably give you like $20 and a drink, like a Slurpee.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. Is there anybody else that's with is Walnut Bob or Crazy Steve in the scrapyard today? I know they're usually late nighter guys, but you never know.
Yeah, it's fairly empty right now. There's really nobody around.
Scrapple kind of he'll wipe down his gloves on his disgusting shirt, and he kind of struggles with it. He usually does it with just the thumb and the index finger, but he does the sharp whistle with these giant gloves on. And that's when Pyle's going to kind of just like Iron Giant himself from across the entire scrapyard and kind of
Scrap, look out!
He didn't say anything. He's just sitting there with his hands on his hips.
That's when Ben destroys it.
It's okay, Scrap, I'll protect you.
Yeah. So, do you guys actually what are you gonna do to this thing? It's rolling together.
I mean, I'm just standing in between it and Scrap, of course. Just like, no, precious child, I can't let anything happen to him.
I could easily take a punch better than you.
Shh.
Scrap's gonna kind of just, like shove him aside, like not like shove palm of his hand, but kind of like if you want to move a cup on a counter, you kind of use the back of your hand and slide it. That's what he's gonna kind of do with both of his hands. Just kind of slide him out of the way.
So Scrap is backhanding Ben. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. The whack.
Carefully backhanding.
Yes, of course.
What? Like a pimp?
He didn't have my money.
Uh,
But yes, this giant golem of scrap and just junk. He has like part of an old excavator for an arm on the right side. He's got like an AC unit on his right shoulder. It just clumpers all together, wires coming out of everything until it stands about a solid 12 feet tall and just kind of stares. You would think it stares. It doesn't really have eyes, but it's definitely in your direction in a forward-facing motion.
Oh wow, this is amazing.
it's a thick ass
is.
boy. Damn.
He is very big. He weighs 3 tons.
I don't think I've
But-
seen anything like this since. Well, the last thing I saw like this was made out of sand, but. And I'll just like take a can and I'll just like lightly chuck it in the direction of scrap and see what happens.
Or scrapper pile.
Well, he
Pile.
said scrap, so that's what we gotta go
Pile,
with.
pile, I'm sorry.
It just tinks off. Nothing happens.
Sorry, my aim is bad.
I'll just like look very disappointed at like the small can. It's like, hell, that was supposed to add to it.
He works on his own bit. I don't really ask questions.
Not magnetic.
Yeah, he's
So
not a magnet.
wait, you didn't build it?
You think I could afford this?
I don't know. Looks
Well,
like
I mean,
something
you look
could afford.
smart. It's made out of stuff here. It would make sense.
Scrap. It kinda
Doesn't
looks
seem
really-
magic, and so
I
I
think-
guess it'd have to be a robot.
He's got nothing. Or it's got nothing going up in its head. Like, watch this. Hey, the joke is I named him Pile. Get it? Because he's a pile.
I get it.
Pile of
Oh, I
junk.
thought you were gonna say Gomer Pile.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know?
Anyway, sorry. Watch this. Okay. Just do 2 plus 2. What's 2 plus 2? Maybe you can like clap his hands or something.
It's like it clanks 4 times.
Wait, no. Wait, hold on. It has. No, intelligence is a. It does not have intelligence.
It does not have it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't have intelligence, stamina, or presence. There's 3 things that does not have.
It does nothing.
Okay. You got any questions for it? You can ask anything you want.
What is the metaphysical meaning of existence?
How old are you?
A small piece will fall off and roll around on the floor.
Ah,
Nothing.
yes, I see. It makes sense now.
He's very talkative.
Oh yeah, he's a real chatterbox. This one.
I mean, he
But
could if he had a
watch
chatterbox.
Okay, you can fly, right? And he looks over at. He looks over at Benjamin.
Oh, me? Yeah, of course.
Perfect. And I run towards Pile. And in one, he does some kind of hand motion. And Pile is going to grab him and throw him straight up.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah. And of course,
So
at this point, Benjamin will like jump up into the air to follow you along, literally on your same trajectory.
And he has 14 strength.
Oh my god.
And he has 13 points in throwing.
I think 14 strength might mean he can throw you to space.
Well, he wouldn't actually throw me to space. Like he.
He's been
Wouldn't
yeeted,
actually, but still could.
I mean, the potential is there.
though. Holy moly.
But yeah, like at the peak of your arc, I'd just like look at you and go, "What are you thinking?" And then grab you and just like casually float you back down to the ground.
So that was
That's
the
a
good
big throw.
I actually have 1 strength, so I can actually do this with a small child.
You can carry an emaciated teenager.
Totally worth it. Oh, what would you do today if I did spend that? It's like, oh, guess you got tossed 14 points into the air. Let's see what happens.
Just sit there and watch. Just wow. I can't even see him anymore.
Oh,
Hey,
there he is. Splat. Now he's the pile.
But he scraps me like, well, I knew you. You tried to stand in between me and him. I knew you wouldn't just let me fall.
I've been out of shape for like 200 years.
Oof.
Well, that's fine. We're gonna land, and this guy, he's kind of pointing down in the general vicinity of where the 355th is. He goes, as soon as I put these things on, he just showed up. Best friends ever since, because he just does everything I say.
Wait, you didn't make those things either? Just like point your gloves.
You think I made these? No.
Why am I like this?
Why do you assume that I'm going to be able to make things? I can barely feed myself. Well, I can now.
I don't know, I'm very used to other people being smarter than me, okay?
That's fair.
Alright, yeah, alright.
And besides, you actually did know a few things I didn't. But... So, those gloves control him.
Sort of. We're still working out the kinks. It's fun, though. Because if I ever need to, like, get under a car, I just have him lift the car. But he's been
very
stuck here
interesting.
the whole time, because I really can't take him anywhere. Because, you know...
Well, bits
he
can
kinda
fall off of
gestures to-
him and he can still move, right?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
he can move.
Well, no, I just mean the pieces have just fallen off of him and he seems to be still like 100%. Can he not just like lose some of his mass?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, haven't really experimented with it, but I'm not really willing to have part of his chest cavity go flying through someone's, you know, front door because I feel like I'm assembling him elsewhere.
Right. Well, maybe he has some markings somewhere. Your gloves don't, do they?
Wait, they had the marking of the company, right?
Yeah.
The old, yeah. There's that little thing. The what's that
Oh,
company? Those
that
guys.
same company, huh?
Yeah.
I would have thought
That's
Arsenal
like
would
it's
have.
all
irony if I blew up their
connected.
building with him. What?
Would have thought Arsenal might have covered that up when he made those adjustments to your gloves.
I don't even know how he did it. Like I haven't taken these things off. Did you do it while I was sleeping?
Well, I thought you were there. I thought you were there and conscious because he was telling you what he was doing.
Well, you know, he tried to take him away from me. Like not like take him off, but like, you know, like hey, we yank those from you because they don't come off as long as they're on.
Mm.
And so, how did he? Okay, questions for later. But yeah, so as soon as you find this CCOM place, we can, I don't know, airlift him in and just drop it through their ceiling.
Yeah, maybe you can get the rest of the suit then.
At the same time, that is maybe a little bit too much. I say this knowing exactly what I've already done, but
Oh.
they've gotten their warning and they do have at least the benefit of maybe trying to adhere to it.
Well, can't you just create like rocket boots for him?
Can you create rocket boots?
I don't know how
what-
rocket boots work.
Yeah, it's like exactly the answer. It's like, I'm not sure how rocket boots would work.
Dang it.
I've tried it once before with some fireworks. And I got called out for being an illegal firework.
Well, just make moon
Oh, shit.
boots and put explosives under them.
They work once.
Well,
They
no,
were-
Like I
it's,
said, I've tried that once. It did not turn out well.
it's the entire
Yeah.
basis of an Orion drive.
With the explosions under the boots, you can go many places at once.
Well, no. With his weight, you just need the proper amount of explosives beneath the boots, and he would project it in a set direction based on the angle of his ascent. It's very simple. Everybody at Amazon knows how to do this.
Oh, Amazon has requires you to have a degree in ballistics now too.
Well, no, in the year 20XX, we're getting into space travel. Like I said,
Shooting
the
shit from
Orion
across
drive.
Amazon.
Amazon Mars,
Well, you gotta deliver, right?
delivering humanity.
Yeah, we get the mail delivered. The mail just being whatever we're delivering. Now, if your colonists need something on Mars, well, we gotta be the first company to get there. That's why I'm a solutions architect. I think about these things.
Well, at least this isn't much of a problem.
Well, I
Well-
mean, could fold them into a car anyway.
So, Scrap, you never saw that person again, the bald one you mentioned.
Nah, if I did, I would have snapped him.
Ah. I have this gut feeling he has something to do with all of this too. Benjamin says he just like waves his hand like at Scrap, like this general thing.
Like just everything in particular?
Yeah, a little bit of everything in particular, really.
Well, no, he's waving his hand at you, so you.
It has something to do with me?
You're the problem, apparently.
No.
Oh, well, I'll wave my hand over at pilots. Like, I mean this and, like, the gloves and the company.
The rich guy's pointing at the poor person, thinking they're the problem.
This guy gets it.
The usual.
Wow.
Wow.
But yeah, so he's he kind of gestures towards scrap or a pile, and he goes, "He's here if we ever need a little more than just fire. Maybe we need a little bit of destroying an entire building or throwing someone into the sun. He's here for that."
That's
But-
good. It's been a while since I've had someone like that.
You've
What's
had
the
someone
last
like
person I remember?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
his name
yeah.
was Hercules.
Yeah, Herc was pretty good.
Oh, Herc was fun for a while.
Colossus of
Got
Rhodes.
drunk way too often, honestly, but...
Dude, Colossus of Rhodes went ham.
Yeah, that's why he lost
Andre
his
the Giant? Like, literally a giant? Really nice guy.
Yeah, took huge shits in beds, though. That's truth. Read the,
What?
Terrible.
He loved practical jokes, so if he was traveling with other wrestlers, he would, like, take huge shits in their beds
Damn.
for them to find.
Oh dear.
dear. Alright. Yeah.
And this is who Benjamin has aligned himself with now, by the way, in character. Not rewinding that.
Not rewinding that one. Literally friends with Giant Practical Joker.
Yeah.
Also asserting Andre the Giant could topple a building.
Yeah.
Canon.
I
Andre
mean, to
Giant
be
was-
fair, this is like a superhero meta thing, and I'm pretty sure there's been plenty of WWF cartoons, so he's probably done some over-the-top shit before.
Oh,
Yeah.
undoubtedly. Back to this, though.
Yeah, rewind.
Well, we've got a lot of fated circumstances, and... Well... What now?
Well, now, okay. First, we find the guy that fucked up my friend. Well, it was Fred was the Hank. I was gonna
Hank.
say Henry. Hank. First, we find him, and we either drown him like the rat he is, or I tear out his eye, and I don't know, I'll break it, and then I'll do the same thing to his head.
Hold up, this... Wait, is this Hank the bald guy, or is this someone else? This sounds a little brutal.
Harry
Hank was the guy at the pawn shop, the guy with two eye patches.
Blind Hank.
Guy. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Wait,
Guy in
didn't
Pawn
we...
Shop, episode 1.
Right, we went... If I recall right, we went back and found him, and he was basically brainwashed.
Brain
If I recall
smoked.
right, yeah.
Well, no,
Wait,
he
is
was
he
like
just going
brain
in-
dead, mostly.
Yeah, more or less.
So I'm saying we find the guy with the creepy eye that did it, because it was obviously him. We destroy him, his friends, his place of work, and his home. And then we
Well,
go from
how do you
there.
suggest we go about finding him?
You're rich, you can probably find a way. Right? That's how these work? Uh-huh. No?
I can't just, like, throw money at people and say, find me a bald man.
You literally can. That's what detectives are. That's what private investigators are. You throw money
Right,
at them.
but I need a few more millions first before I can literally throw money at people.
Well, no. You need just like a couple of bucks. That's what making it rain comes from.
Well, okay. I mean, I know...
I mean,
people
I have a
that they
few
might-
ideas, possibly. Maybe I could get in with this company here. I need the company name again. What was it, Fui?
Mordhau.
Mordhau. I could maybe try getting in with Mordhau somehow. Like, maybe to see if they want an advertisement deal and risk my entire business and everyone I know over it.
Let me ask this. How do they stack up against Amazon?
Nothing stacks up against Amazon.
They're too weak. They are a extremely prominent military contractor and weapons development program.
Right, so more like in the Boeing field than the Amazon
Yeah.
field.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Right, I could
partnered
probably
up.
get the barest of tours myself and then happen to see him, and then what?
I am a solutions architect over at Amazon. Maybe we could come up with some sort of Amazon Mordhau crossover.
I'm listening. What have you got?
That was it. That was literally all. When I stopped talking, I was out of ideas. But no, I mean, again, I am a solutions architect. I could contact somebody in their organization and see about coming up with some sort of deal.
Well, if you think you can find out who this guy is and where he is, maybe we can actually go ask him some questions.
Ask him some questions.
Well, I don't know shit.
You
He's a
said you saw
well-established
him before, Scrap?
Yeah, he was snooping around here, and he
How long
used
ago?
some kind of mind control device, and he got some information out of me.
Like 2 days, I think. Like,
was-
out of character.
2 days ago? But what time would you say that was?
Oh my god. I don't know. It was dark. I don't
Okay.
have a watch.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this by you, Fee. It's something I can do, but you are the ultimate moderator on this.
Yeah.
I would like to Back to the Future situation. Go back to a previous point in the game and watch this guy as he mind controls. I don't want to interfere. I'm not going to change events. So everything that's happened so far will happen the same way. I just want to be like off in the background of the scene as everything that's already happened, and then follow him.
Oh, like after.
Right, I want to go back to the scene where Scrap gets mind controlled and he tells everything, and that all still happens. I'm in the background, but then when he leaves the scene, I will have been leaving with him, like watching him, trailing him.
I would say that could work. Yes. Okay.
Because the thing is, it doesn't remove me from the current timeline.
Yeah, so let me just see here. Let me just run this. And we can alright, so looking back at that, you can see well, let me just run this for a second. So we're going to you're going to witness these guys leaving the building. So what it looks like is there a bunch of fellows all dressed in this gray combat gear. Now comparing this to the Children of Liberty, these guys are definitely actually professionals. So they are wearing what looks like actual stuff. They look kind of like that. Let me just bring that up. These guys are actual military contractors.
Big fans of baseball too.
Yeah, big old baseball. And then, of course, with them, you have the boy. And as they leave this building, he's going to be like wringing out his fingers. Like he's just exerted himself somewhat. And they're all going to pile into a black APC that's parked outside. And once they're inside, they are going to head off. And I assume you're going to follow them at a fair distance.
Of course. I mean, I have, again, extended vision, extended hearing for counters concealment, ultra hearing, infravision. I mean, I can follow these guys. It's not a problem. At a good distance, too. I don't know exactly how far extended vision 4 is, but...
Wasn't it like 40 times farther than regular vision?
Don't know. Also, the fact that I have counters concealment means I can see through stuff, right?
If it's like magnification, the rank should probably indicate like how much.
Yeah.
I think like when it comes to like the senses, it's like a times 10 scale, so 10, 100,000.
Well, I have it at rank 4, whatever that means, plus counter concealment, plus infravision, plus microscopic vision. I mean, I can see these guys, is what I'm getting at. If they try to go too far away past that, again, I'm also super fast.
Yeah.
They're not getting away, that's all I'm saying. Unless they do something really weird, in which case I'll just then know that they can do weird stuff.
So they're going to be going along. Make a stealth check.
That'll work, right? This guy's clearly smoking. He can't see. Although I am in costume. Just throwing that out there.
So as you're following these guys, you feel almost like something kind of passes over you. You couldn't really tell what it was, but the truck's going to speed up a little bit.
Obviously, it was Hattori.
So obviously.
He has to get you, because you have majority control over Amazon, and he's Jeff Bezos. So he have majority.
Here to rob Earth.
Yeah. And as they're going to continue around, they're going to turn a corner, and you temporarily lose sight of them.
But again, can see through stuff. So
can you counter all concealment?
I have counters concealment. That was
yeah,
my interpretation of what that meant. So
I know there is. I just forget because I know there is one that counters illusion, but there's also one that counters things like solid objects.
Well, that's the one I meant to get. If it's the solid objects one, not illusions.
Okay.
If that's two different things, then I meant the one to see through X-ray vision is what I was going for here.
Oh, okay then. We'll use it as that one. So as they turn around that corner, the APC would just stop, and you can see the bald guy get out, and he's just gonna stand beside the car. Looks like he's waiting for something.
Okay.
And he's going to kind of tap his foot, look around, and then he's going to look directly into your eyes through the wall.
This was 2 days ago, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sure, I'll run around the corner, punch him in the face, and run away.
Okay. So do that.
Okay. I think this is the right thing. Yeah, there we go. Multi-attack.
Yes. Okay, so that does hit him. Okay, take a hero point. Because he's going to re-roll that. Yeah. So, you do impact on him, but he doesn't seem overly phased.
Question.
Yes.
The multi-attack thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I don't have the book open, so I don't remember how that worked. I just remember it added a plus amount to the DC.
Yes, there is not, you only got him by 1 degree, though. There's not 2 or beyond.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because that was literally in the +5 range.
Yes.
Alright.
And he doesn't seem too phased by it. He's gonna kind of, like, adjust his jaw a little bit. And he's just gonna say, "Why don't you just behave like a man and come out in front of me? You obviously want to know something."
Okay,
he's
gonna say that, but you and me both know that I am just going to keep running 2,000 miles away and back and forth punching him. Does he have any ability to mitigate that?
Well, do you want to try to hit him again?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Right. I remember what you're saying.
Yep.
I already said yes, so no takebacks.
Okay, so as you approach him, you see, like, as you're zipping towards him, you see his robotic eye flicker slightly, and he's going to attempt to clothesline you as you're coming through.
Alright. So now I just gotta remember what all my defensive stuff is.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I went heavy
on... The worst part is you see it coming at 200,000 times speed.
Yeah, well, I just mean because I have Agile, Feint, Defensive, Roll 5, Evasion 2, Instant Up. I guess only those first ones matter. Yeah. Thankfully, though, I have notes on these. I just gotta remember which ones mean anything.
Yes.
Let's see, Agile, Feint, Place of Deception. Nope, that one doesn't count. Avoid damage through agility and rolling with an attack.
I believe that just adds on to your time.
Bonus to your toughness, but is considered an active defense similar to dodge and parry. Yeah, okay. Alright, and evasion 2, you have a +2 circumstance bonus to dodge resistance checks to avoid area attacks. Well, you're clotheslining me, obviously not an area attack. Okay, just needed to refresh myself. What am I doing?
Okay. So, does 23 get past your dodge? What is your dodge?
My dodge
defense?
DC is 15.
Okay, so yes, he definitely does hit you. Now, make a toughness check against that effect DC. Okay, so how many
Alright.
degrees is that?
Well, hold on. What was that other thing I was literally just saying out loud? Defensive roll. I have defensive roll 5. Okay, that didn't put me over it at all.
Yeah. So wait,
Oh, wait, I have one more thing. One more thing. My Body of the Infinite. I have Protection 5, Impervious Toughness 10.
Wait, so okay, so you have Protection 5, but Impervious Toughness 10. Was that Impervious Toughness supposed to cover the defensive roll as well? Because I don't think that's how it works.
No, I'm talking about Impervious Toughness is for the damage mitigation, isn't it?
I believe it only works with damage mitigation if you with the when it's actually attached to a toughness.
Right, well, I put it to toughness because it's impervious is the advantage, and I applied it to toughness, which is why it's impervious toughness.
But you only have toughness 5, though. You said, right?
I only have toughness 5, is what you're telling me.
Well, if you have protection 5, like, what's your stamina?
My stamina is 0.
And do you have any other abilities that raise your physical toughness?
I have 5 points in 5 points in toughness.
Is that from your protection?
I have 5 points in toughness as points I put into toughness. I also have protection.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Can you actually directly put points into toughness?
It's a defense.
It is, but because I remember there was something about that.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I think that might be the protection. The
Oh,
5
the
points I
protection?
have, yeah, because I have it listed under miscellaneous and not points. So that 5 points I have in toughness is from protection 5.
Yes.
But I still have impervious toughness 10.
Well, it wouldn't protect you from this anyway. Like the impervious wouldn't block the shot.
Okay, because I thought impervious toughness negated damage up to 5?
It does.
And this is over 5.
Yes.
Okay. This is me learning it again because I didn't learn
Yeah.
anything playing Hattori.
Yeah.
I made Hattori so I didn't have to take damage. Don't have to learn things if you don't take damage. Because my other thing is enhanced defense, which is just enhanced defense 10, but I put 5 points into dodge and 5 into parry.
So if that is a 15 against a 23, then that is 2 degrees of damage. So he dazes you with this clothesline, and you did not expect him to anticipate another attack. And he's gonna go, let's not make this tiresome. Just explain what you want and we'll be on our way.
By the way, what does 2 injuries mean?
That means you have a -1 to your next toughness check, as well as gaining the dazed condition. So, let me...
Well, 2 injuries would mean -2 to my toughness, right?
Right, the injury number is the number of hits you've taken overall.
Yes.
Well, I
Number
just mean
50.
because the sheet is showing that my toughness is now from 5 to 3, so I'm just assuming that each injury is a -1 to toughness.
Right, every hit is only 1 injury, though, so don't, take 2 from a single one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was... Okay, so I was putting 2 down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that before, too.
Yeah.
I was where you are, a dumb idiot, but now I'm better.
Yes, so since you're dazed, you're actually only limited to a single action per round. So you can use that as a move Or
But I was already moving. He interrupted to do this.
yes.
So does that mean I'm okay? I think I understand.
Well, like you can hit him, but you probably wouldn't be able to run away afterwards.
But I'm using move by action, which means I've already taken my move, and I can just continue to finish my move.
Unless, like, you got taken down and stopped, I suppose. That would be the mitigating circumstance.
Right, but he hasn't stopped me. My move by means I can move, attack, and then finish my move. That's the advantage.
Right, otherwise you'd have to move up to him, stop, and then your turn ends, and he's like, yeah, now I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, when taking a standard action and a move action, you can move both before and after your starting action, provided the total distance move isn't greater than your normal movement speed. That's why I rush in from 2,000 miles away and then rush out 2,000 miles away.
But then, if he hits you after you'd used your move action, which limits you to one action.
Right, no, that's why I said I understand. That just means I've taken my move action.
Yeah.
That means I have nothing left. He's action economy. Action economy. You know what? I'm just not gonna say it.
Yeah. So you use the rest of your movement to get away?
You know what? No, I'll just stop in front of him.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like you don't know I'm there. He clotheslined me.
Yeah. So he seems somewhat pleased that you stopped moving. And I assume you're like getting up from the ground because I imagine you might go sprawling after.
I also have instant up, so
you like flip up. I guess.
Basically, I'm never going to be down. It's free action.
Do like a cool spin off the clothesline to land on your feet.
It's a free action to stand up, so I'm just always up, instant up.
Mm-hmm.
Never off my feet.
So he seems pleased that you were. You stopped dashing about. And he's like, now, he like looks you up and down at your costume. Sir, is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah. Take me to your leader.
Very funny. Very funny. He's gonna look back at his boys and it's like, I trust you know who we are, correct?
Why don't you remind me?
He's gonna like tap a little badge on his overcoat. He's gonna say, Mordau Defense Solution. We're contractors. The kind that is best not to interfere with.
Noted. How about you take me to your leader?
How about I don't?
Or I'll just follow you. I mean, would you rather you just sit here all night?
Or I could just, shrugs, put you on your back, right here.
I mean, if you think you can. You got lucky once. You want to test it? You want to, I don't know, never have been born?
Wow, that is... He's gonna shrug.
I don't need to threaten you.
Make a will save.
How does a 2 get you? That's obviously instant success, right?
Obviously you're untouchable.
That's like rolling a 20 in D&D, right?
Yeah. Holy moly, that's bad. Okay, so... Wow. So you are incapacitated instantly.
I mean, could you give me a better description of what's happening?
Yeah. So it feels like someone has punched your brain.
Well, no, I mean more of like does he do anything that instigates this?
No, he just stands there. So he stands there. You feel something impact your consciousness. It feels like something's forcefully shutting you down.
Okay.
Whatever he did, he's just KO'd you. And you have no clue how he did it.
Well, I'm not thinking about it right now because I'm KO'd.
No, like your last thought would just be like, what?
I think my last thought was probably, I don't need to threaten you. I could take out your whole
He's like, I could take out all you boys with one hand tied behind.
Well, no, I was threatening to kill his parents before he was ever born. That sort of
yeah.
thing. I was like, I could
Just-
take out your whole family line.
Just a boredom.
I've fallen into the Skynet trap where you don't go after somebody when they're able to fight back.
Yeah. So, I'm considering this brings us back to the present day.
Where I'm still there, though.
Yes.
I'm still
What?
there with them.
Yeah, we literally see nothing happen, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep, nothing
I just
happened.
now have knowledge that hasn't been resolved yet. Like, I don't know what happened to me in the past, but it's still there. It happened. I should know it.
Knowledge.
Because the thing is, whatever happens to me, unless they kill me, in which case this is going to make no sense,
Yeah.
I'm still just going to travel back to the moment that I left, which means I'll still just be here.
Well, I mean, if you want to get down to brass tacks, they probably just would pop you on the ground while you're laying there. But
That's fine. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm not going to complain.
well, I mean, if you're just gonna go back again, I wouldn't recommend it.
No,
'cause
no,
then I'd be
I
forced-
think you misunderstood me. I don't mean I'm just going to
Oh.
go back to the past again. I mean that I would go back to the future, to the moment that I had left these two in the scrapyard. So whatever happens in between me getting KO'd and
Okay.
going back to the moment that I left.
Okay, yeah, because I thought it was gonna be.
No, we
result that-
we already previously talked that I'm not going to go back and just rewind
Yeah.
whole fights.
Yeah.
That's another one of the meta out-of-character limitations on the power. He
Yeah.
could,
You
but
could take it as a real limitation and get even more powerful.
well, I just mean that
Cannot change fight, Simon.
I just mean that he could. It's within his power scope, but we've agreed out of character that I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just mean that from the moment that I get KO'd, there's a whole time flow where I eventually come back to these guys from the moment I left. So whatever
Yeah.
happens to me between then and then, either I vanish because I got killed right back then, in which case Walter just vanishes and into nothingness, or I exist through the whole period of whatever they do to me and then just travel back forwards in time.
Yeah. No, they you would wake up after that with an extremely hazy memory of what happened. Oh, sorry, of what happened then. So you would have been like, "Oh, something just happened." There's like a bald guy, or maybe he was like an ice cream cone. I can't remember. But something punched me in the brain.
Right, and now I know that they have some sort of ability to see through walls, can detect people at, I don't know, again, I still don't know what 4 times senses is. Either way, they are very much breaking personal privacy laws.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're seeing through walls at a range that I can see through.
These people have no respect for privacy. They do the exact same stuff I do.
Yeah, but I admittedly have no respect for privacy. Also, I don't flaunt my ability. They looked right at me, which means that's acknowledging that their ability.
That's a flex.
Still, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I believe I went back in time mid-conversation with you two. So what were you saying?
For reference, you have extended 4 ranks, right?
Extended hearing and extended vision, 4 ranks, yes.
Alright. Yeah, that would be, 1 rank means 1,000 feet, 2 ranks means, 1,000, so 10,000, 100,000. Every 100,000 feet, you take a -1 penalty to perception. As opposed to a normal person who would take a, -1 every, 10 to 100.
Well,
Nice.
I can hear and see out to that range.
I mean, you still have to make perception checks to notice things, it's just that within a wider range, you take no penalty at all.
Right. I think for the purposes of conversation stuff, I don't know, did you all ever read Dirk Gently?
Dirk, what now?
Dirk Gently. Douglas Adams book series. They made 2 TV series out of it.
No, I haven't read that one.
I only bring it up because the TV series aren't based directly on the book, so the book you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. There's a time traveling professor who's always flustered when he's talking to people because he's typically time traveling in the middle of talking to them, so he often forgets who he's talking to and what they were talking about.
So you'll just stare at us after a minute and just be like, what was going on?
Yeah, what were we talking about again? I'm sorry, I zoned out there for a minute.
You were saying you could help us find our bald man.
Did I?
Yeah, you said you were a solutions architect? I don't know.
Oh, right, the Amazon thing. Yeah, the Amazon connection.
I'm not sure we can Amazon ship the solution to us, but, what do
Well,
you got?
I recall this one time, we had a project where we needed to find out what was in packages before we sent them, legalese. But, it came up once before. I'm sorry, what was this corporation's name again? Now I'm in Griff levels of forgetting.
Mordhouse.
Mordhouse. That Mordhouse had some sort of technology or something where they were able to long-distance scan objects and track them as well. That might be a concern that we should probably keep in mind.
They're long-distance scanning us?
They have the ability to scan at long distances as well as things through objects.
That's disconcerting to think if this guy can do that.
Okay, I got it. Here's what we do. We find where they are, and we throw a truck from a long ways away through the building.
I'm talking 1,000 to 4,000 feet.
But you've said you've seen him before? Really? What else did you see at the time?
Who are you talking to?
You, because you said that you saw this guy before.
I didn't say I saw him before.
You said something before.
Yes, I did say something. You've got me there. Good work, detective. You're on the case. No, I said that my connections through Amazon, when we were doing some sort of package scanning thing for legal reasons, and that corporation, we found out that their corporation had a thing like that.
That still doesn't get us closer to finding him anyway.
No, but it does warn you guys about their abilities. If you know their corporation's capable of it, you might approach it with a little bit more caution than, say, somebody else would, had they not known that.
I guess disguised as it is, huh? Or, hold up, if they can do these scans, will they recognize their technology? I just kind of point to the fists into a pile.
I mean, it probably depends on who you're talking to. Proprietary technology is a very big legal realm because you don't want people copying your tech.
I got the feeling if they knew we were coming, they'd, know exactly what's coming for them.
Well, why would they know that you're coming?
Because we threw a truck through their window.
Because they can do long-range scanning things?
I mean, that's true, but...
Technology's weird.
Don't know if they're scanning for you right now. Though they might be. I say out of character. They might be, no? I don't know, they don't recognize me. I only came into being in this time stream recently, so... See me in the outfit, although they might remember me from 10 o'clock last night if I made the news, but I don't know that I would have.
Yeah.
All of that was in character, right?
No, out of character. I said out of character at the very
No,
You're missing out on conversation, Miss
I'm
Chris.
missing out on words. My brain just blanks every now and then.
Yeah, no.
That's why I'm clarifying.
Also, to clarify, on the news, you did see there was a man getting arrested screaming that God had told him to kill a guy after saving his life.
That's weird.
And then...
God?
God!
I don't know why he thinks I'm God. Not that good of a costume.
And the and other people depict seeing this weird this weird superhero-ish figure that just apparently just teleported that guy down to the ground and he ran away. They don't really know what he did to him, but at least he's alive, even if he is in jail now.
That's really weird. Man, I need to get some more info off this. This could be big. This could be someone we haven't seen already.
I would like to think that this would be the perfect opportunity to pull Benjamin levels of bullshit now. You know how, like, you tried to sell Firebrand to the bad guys as like the biggest new hero that's standing up to you guys before you revealed that's who you were. Like, this is the moment. Yeah, I hear his name is Kronos. He's a real sexy looking guy. Super deep voice, and I mean, man, the ladies just swoon when they see him. I hear there's nothing he can't do.
Wait, did you say Kronos?
No, I didn't say that in character. I'm just saying that's levels of bullshit.
Okay, I know. But yeah, that...
Yeah, I take pictures for him for the Daily Planet.
Jeez.
Bring me more pictures of Spider-Man.
So that I can print damning articles about him.
Yes.
So, I guess now is probably the time to kind of evaluate where we are as a situation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, we have these two organizations at the very least that are at each other's throat, and will probably tear this whole city apart. I basically guarantee that.
Wait,
it's gonna happen.
What's the other one?
Children of Liberty.
Well, then wouldn't it be 3?
No, allow me to explain. I consider Mordhau and the C-Sec, C-Con, to, be roughly the same side.
Wait,
So I'm not necessarily excluding them from each other here.
The guys who wear the goggles, are they C-Sec?
No.
The sword-wielding guys. The Ordrists. Yeah, the Ordrist, Liberty, and you got Mordhaus. That's 3.
Well, that's the thing. I consider Mordhau to be working with the Ordris. They sell them robots.
I mean, just because you sell somebody a thing doesn't make you part of them. Also, Mordhau is a company, so them selling people stuff is kind of how they stay in business.
It still doesn't feel right to me yet.
And one seems more like a religious order, and the other's a company, and the other one's a bunch of terrorists. They're not even on the same spectrum.
They are allied, at least in like the loosest of market terms that this city works on.
Yeah, but it still makes them 2 separate entities that just are working together. Taking one out doesn't affect the other one.
Actually, wait, no. I have information that they used special technology, wasn't it, Fui? They are specially designing things for the Ordris.
Yes. There's some special tech that they've got.
Right, but
I think they have more than a strict buyer-seller relationship.
No. I mean, maybe, but still no. I mean, it's like if you take out the drug dealer but don't take out the drug grower. It doesn't really affect things. There's still a problem to be dealt with.
You are right. Maybe I don't have like a whole lot to really connect them together. But I think they still have a part to play.
Right, I'm not debating the fact that they are connected together. I'm just saying that that connection doesn't make them one and the same.
So, what are our opinions of each one of them? Which ones are going to be our threats? Which ones could maybe be turned to our allies? And what kind of allies do we really need right now? What are we?
Yeah, what are we going to name ourselves? What's this group that we're forming?
I say we just tear them all apart. I hate all of these people. They're both terrible. And I think I'm sticking with the truck.
That's a pretty long group name. I think you got to shorten it up.
I think that it'd be better if we didn't have a name. That
Maybe
way, if something goes wrong with you guys.
What was her name again? Like General Corvus, I think it was.
Sounds like somebody from Star Wars.
Which one?
Female. Leader.
Cortez.
Cortez. She was a general, right?
No.
Alright, what was her, like, title?
Commandant.
really have one.
You really need a notepad, Griff.
That's literally what I'm writing right down.
I meant like on
Cortez.
on the roll 20 or something.
Wait, is that a pen being flicked back and forth?
No, I'm typing.
Okay.
Yeah, shorthanding the entire session.
Alright. Well, as far as it goes, Cortez at least seems reasonable. We went there, we talked her down, she agreed to pull back on some of the outrageous violence we were seeing before, and she seems to genuinely care about people that she's protecting, but doesn't necessarily seem to be controlling them in any way. I don't think there's a lot bad there.
Well, again, you're talking the Ordress?
No, Children of Liberty. The ones that we helped.
Wait, then
Oh,
why did...
right, you weren't there, Walter. You were, like, hiding somewhere, weren't you? I didn't see you there.
What are you talking about? The town?
Yeah.
I drove Scrap there. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you weren't fighting there. You're not a fighter at all, are you?
Of course not.
Yeah, so, you know.
But I was there. Scrap was there. He was in the fight. I drove him there. How would I not be there if Scrap was there?
You weren't in the car.
I was in the car. I drove you there.
I like to imagine I just, like, force you to go back in time to make sure that your recollection of events is correct.
No, it is correct. You guys...
Exactly. I know.
Literally, you remember I took the car apart and to make it look like I drove him there.
Anyway. Point being is that we were there and we fought with them. You weren't there. You were there, but you weren't fighting.
But no,
we had agreed to fight them.
I'm confused on an out-of-character level now, because I thought you took the Ordress outfit and infiltrated the Ordress base, which is now why I'm confused you're talking about...
I'm talking about the Nox. I'm talking about the village. The village we were at, where the two sides fought.
No, I understand that. You took an Ordress guy and took their outfit, because you fought the Ordress. We supported the Liberty guys.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but why are you talking about the leader of the Liberty guys when you just went and talked to the Ordress guys?
Because I was getting around to it. I was going one at a time.
Benjamin, they're so difficult sometimes.
So let's take a look at these guys one at a time then, okay? Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, I think the Children of Liberty are reasonable, and we did already try our best to help them out.
They did burn down an orphanage.
I sort of feel a little bit responsible for that.
Oh, you burned down an
I
orphanage.
feel responsible for a lot of fires.
So you're the good guy, right?
I like to think I am.
Burn
I mean,
down an
I
orphanage.
stand
Oh, and
for
the
truth and justice.
And the school. You burned down a school too. I remember that.
Old folks' home.
Oh yeah.
It was bingo night.
And the old folks' home.
It was bingo night.
So, does anyone have anything really to say bad about them? What's your thoughts, Scrap? Are they worth, like, thinking about? You want to burn everything down. Why these ones in particular?
Because they almost took me out of a payday. I finally get money, and then these assholes break in, start kicking people, and almost executing people on stage.
Benjamin is going to, like, create a roll of Monopoly money with, like, a rubber band around it, and then just, like, chuck it at Scrap's head.
But why?
If money's not really a concern, I'm your friend now. Don't worry about it.
Wait, if you can
Oh,
create
that's
Monopoly money, why can't you just make real money?
He can.
That would be illegal.
Hold on.
You burned down
very,
an
very
elementary
good.
school.
Oh,
I
and,
think so.
and also the fact that if you don't know about every single safeguard in the money and you fuck it up, like there's a magnetic strip.
It would totally be.
They literally put it online so that you can figure out what fake money looks like, so you don't get tricked. All you have to do is
Also,
look it
like,
up.
I don't like carrying around change. I haven't done that for like 100 years now.
Yeah, it's,
Wait.
Ever since I could get a piece of plastic with all my money on it, it's been the most fantastic thing.
you could just literally make piles of quarters, then take them to the bank to get exchanged for bills. You don't even have to fake the bills. You just fake
I
the
am
quarters.
going to throw the wad of cash that he just gave to me back at him. Because that motherfucker just said money's money's everything I'm worried about. Okay, it misses, but
It creates a crater somewhere else.
it just burns. It's just money.
Yeah, it just lights on fire.
Hey, point
Could've
is,
done that.
money has always been a problem. Yes, I'm with you now, but for how long? Like, you're not gonna tote me around like some fucking charity case for the entire time. Like, what? Money's not a problem. Money's not a problem. Do you realize how long it's been since they don't even have beds here. I tried to find one last night. I slept in a hole. I had a shitty breakfast, and that's with the money that I got from the place that the people that they just sold the stuff. The one place that I was at that finally gave me something. The people that were almost assassinated on stage by the people that you're like, these people are okay. All of them are terrible. All of these people are terrible. And if you're not going to help me destroy everything, then I'll help you to a point until where I can do the rest.
Okay, Scrap, take a hero point acting on your motivation of greed.
Nice. Good job.
I did it.
Yay.
And I'll just cross my arms and go, well, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. If anything, maybe we could deal with them last, or until they do something else. We've known about them for about a whole day. We'll have to see what develops, I think.
Wait, we've known about who for a whole day?
The Children of Liberty.
We've known about
Well,
them for at least 4 days.
1, 4, I mean, it's been in the last week or month. Since last year, I guess.
Since the last century, at least.
Yeah.
I saw them coming,
Well, I mean, personally, we've personally been interacting with them for the last 4 days.
Yeah, only been personally interacting with them for a few days. I'm sure we'll see something happen, and we'll have to do something about it.
Scrap just said he's been dealing with them for a lot longer than that.
I've been dealing with everything.
He's been dealing with money problems. And so he's very upset about his money problems.
Well, I know. I told you I stopped by and gave him some food a couple years ago.
Yep.
I understand the plight of the person living in the gutter.
So what about you, Walter? What do you think about the children?
I mean, they're terrorists.
Straight up.
Give a big shrug.
Well, I mean, that's what they are. I can't help it how the news portrays them.
Well, if it helps at the very least, I've inclined them to declare war first.
You've what now?
Excuse me?
What? It obviously doesn't make sense for them to go around just harassing people, so I told them they ought to just go ahead and declare war. Well, maybe I said in different words, but a good conflict is better than whatever silliness they were going for.
So
Regardless, they were on that path anyway. I just made it
you're
more
now
clear for them.
officially going to kill each other in the streets.
Yep, that's sort of how war goes, and it's kind of a bit outside of our jurisdiction ordinarily.
So why would you start one?
Why would you do this? This is my city. Don't blow up my city. Let's just blow them up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've been through this before. People get angry, they do things like this, then eventually it rises to a point, everyone gets mad, there's a big war, and lots of people die. It's where they're going, it's exactly where they're going, but there happen to be a few more rules when people declare war.
So you thought
Few
the
more
best thing...
Okay, wait. Hold on, stop. You, and he points at Benjamin.
Hi.
You're a god, yeah?
Sure.
Sure, great. Have you come back from death?
Yes, actually.
Do you know who can't do that?
Literally
Literally
everyone else.
else that's going to be in the crossfire.
Right, but I'm not the one who's starting the war here. They already did.
You just said you
It's
convinced
not my
them.
fault.
You just
But at some point, if I want to protect people, I'll have to choose a side and fight somebody. And those people are probably going to die.
You could just choose no sides.
Like, just a few seconds ago, Scrap, you were saying you wanted to burn everything down.
Yeah, the people that are assholes, not the neighborhood drugstore. There are
Right, and
things
I'm
that
not
are-
going to do that either. I'm not going to knock
That's
out
not,
some...
I'm not worrying about you doing it. I'm worrying about them doing it.
Right. So part of my goal, at the very least, is to try to stop as much of that as possible. And, maybe if someone declares like a big action, people can actually flee and get out of there and not die. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice for a change.
Walter, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Do terrorists work by announcing their actions or random acts of incredible violence?
Well, I think you'll find that's why they're called terrorists.
And
weird
that's
how
a
this
little bit
happened.
why I wanted to try changing that. Whether or not it works, whatever happens, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I suggest that Benjamin not represent us. Seeing as he just went to a leader of a faction and suggested that they declare war.
I suggested they declare open war since they're clearly already in conflict with the Ortress. And in fact are having firefights out in the field already. That gives me a real war feeling.
Well, has a real conflict feeling. War might be worse.
Well, it's where they're heading.
This is just
Like I said, I've seen it happen before. They're going to do it.
Look, when the building's on fire, you don't put it out by throwing gasoline in there.
This is two big gangs just going at it in the streets.
Like, I'm just going to say this is only my perspective, but continuing the metaphor, they're sitting on oil reserves. I don't think there's any way I can get rid of all that. I'm a real smooth talker. I make friends. I don't think there's any possible way I can convince anyone to not have this happen. My only option right now is the option that I'm really good at, and that's beating their faces in. I've been really good at that.
Well, I mean, you could have
Then
beaten
fine.
the faces in from the top down. You were there.
Say that again?
I said just beat their faces in from the top down then. You were there. Take out the leadership. Don't incite them to violence.
That's definitely an option, but
That ship
Well-
has sailed, I feel.
no, it's still technically there. But it's also not exactly my style.
Fine. Okay, you know what?
Anyway.
I'm gonna look at you in a bad way for a very long time. But there's nothing I can do about this. It's going on right now. So we're
Right.
just going to have to tear this place apart. Not this place. There's nothing wrong with this place. We're going to find the places
Right.
that need to be torn apart. And we're going to need to just up by the roots.
Well, at the very least, Benjamin knows where that place is.
Well, the real ones pulling the strings are still, for the Ordris, Seacon. Which I guess we'll go ahead and talk about them next. It seems like they have a decent philosophy. There's something there, but they are a little bit fanatical.
Yeah, I would say, is that why they run around with suicide capsules in their teeth?
Pretty much. That is, at least 3-4 degrees more fanatical than I'm used to seeing.
Is it, though?
It really depends. When you're serving the Lord of Darkness that's trying to eat the sun, you just kind of accept that that's going to happen. When you see someone who has very little in the way of motivation going on decide to just become a martyr, that's a little bit heavier.
It's also the fact that we killed a bunch... Well, you guys killed a bunch of them.
Right, but we also had him in a position to surrender, and he chose death instead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Engine block, and I punched one.
Right, I just rather meant from your perspective of, should we side with them? The fact that you killed a bunch of them might not go well for that angle for you.
Right. I find it very likely I'm going to ally with the Orders as an organization at this point.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Light bulbs going off. His eyes shoot open. I have a great idea.
Guys, someone's shooting all the light bulbs around us.
Oh god, it's starting.
No,
No.
I didn't know you could create those too.
Yeah, that's all I can do. I create light bulbs, then just shatter them.
I create a light bulb like over your head as you say this.
This is oh man. Okay, this is great. Okay, we find where they're fighting, and then we absolutely destroy them. I'm talking just gone, and then we keep doing that until they stop. Because if they realize, oh, I'm gonna go fight that Ordris guy over there, and the Ordris go, oh, I'm gonna fight that Liberty guy over there, and all of a sudden they're I don't know, thrown through like 5 buildings and down through a city block, they might stop, and they might. Keep...
This is actually an entirely possible plan, and I've done it before too. It has an effect. It is really hard, though. Have you tried leading a 4-man war? It's very brutal. I'm going to say that.
Scrap points.
You will not sleep. You will not rest.
And he goes, "We have 4 and that thing. That thing
and this thing. This cute big guy.
Rattles.
I think
Rattles.
Walter's gonna look at you, Scrap. Do a quick mental arithmetic. You can probably see it in his eyes.
And this big guy.
Yeah, it's like 2. 3. Wait, are you counting me?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you cut out.
Which part?
Everything. You said, "Are you?"
I said, do a quick mental arithmetic, looking at the 3 of us here. 1, 2, 3. Wait, are you counting me?
Well, supposedly you can't fight, but maybe if you...
I guess I could drive the car.
There it is. Because I can't fly.
Right, and most cars can't either, unless it's an air car.
Well, to be fair, Arsenal's wearing a suit. He's wearing metal gloves. I'm sure we can just get you something.
A big old magnet.
Yeah.
He just has a giant cartoon magnet.
Sure, the rest of whatever happened to your suit.
I don't even know this was a suit.
Well, it's got gloves.
Like,
I mean,
and he kind of just like lumbers around a bit. Like, look how big these gloves are. Like, well, how big would the suit have to be for these things?
well, one assumes that you weren't meant to just wander out into the middle of combat to control this thing, and the fact that they're that way means that you must have some protection for yourself.
Oh, I do. It just it doesn't really happen until, I don't know, it senses danger. It just doesn't happen now.
Right.
But you shoot a gun at me and it was...
But
You were in a fight
so,
with people with guns and nothing happened.
Lex didn't shoot at me.
So, Scrap, a 4-man war is possible. Even with 3 people without powers, and with me there, I think we could entirely possibly do this.
And either way...
But as is, we're actually better off than that, even.
I'm not looking for a war yet. I'm looking for the fact that we can just absolutely destroy every skirmish that pops up to the point where they go, okay, well, you know what happened to Jimbo last week? Yeah, he was lit on fire and then thrown into the ocean.
That and his mother named him Jimbo.
Here's my complication to it,
He's
though.
dead before he arrived.
We can try to end every skirmish of theirs, but there's no way we can reconcile the views of these 2 organizations.
Nah, but if they realize that if they try to start shit, then they get, once again, when you use it again,
Rather,
thrown at them. Then
if we go down this path, we would have to utterly destroy them until there is nothing left for them to fight back. Because if either organization survives, one will consume the other, and they will both be after us as a unified front. And then the war will be 4 people versus 2 organizations.
Right. That's the plan.
That is...
Utter
it is a plan.
Obliteration.
3 organizations.
It's going to be great.
And so we're going to keep that on the table, but until I do not like my penthouse as much as I do right now, I want to put that on pause for a minute.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't have started a war in the streets.
I didn't start this war.
No, you did. It was an open conflict. You decided they should be at war.
Anyway.
Anyway, let's just gloss that over again.
Yes, let's pass over this for a second.
No, you're not the god of Passover. That's a different one.
Oh, dude, you're right. I can't never forget that one. Anyway, so the Orders are a religious organization. There is a possible field to play where I convert them, and I decide to take my place once again as God, worshipped by mortal men, loved by all, giving generously, and that is a lot of work. And also a lot of convincing for a populace that does not give a shit anymore.
Well, I mean, I give a shit. And I'm pretty sure everyone else will
Thanks.
too, once they realize that their friends were shot on street corners.
God damn it.
Well, if that's enough to maybe convert them to start worshipping ancient Egyptian gods like me, then, well, maybe there's an avenue.
Wait a second.
That's literally what I was suggesting. If they're already worshipping something, and I convert them, that's a success. But, like I said, that doesn't play off well, and it's been a while.
Well, you think you could become a god now?
I am a god.
No, sorry. I misread that. I thought Scrap was thinking, what's to stop me from becoming
What's
a
to
god?
keep me from becoming a god? Yeah, literally, I'm just sitting there like, what's to keep me from being worshipped by mankind once more?
I've animated this pile of scrap. Clearly, I've created life. What's one step beyond?
Godhood.
So there is
Okay.
that possibility.
So here's what we're gonna do. And he points at Benjamin. He goes, "We're gonna go get breakfast, and we're gonna talk about this a little more, but not there, because I don't think people need to know that you started a terrorist war. But that's beside the point.
Good, fair
Um,
enough.
Insurgency is, I think, what they call it.
I guess just to wrap it up, when it comes to Mordhau, we don't know shit, do we?
They make cool gloves.
I mean, I know
They make cool gloves, they make robots, they make weapons, they have a very creepy person who likes to mind wipe people.
Well, you don't know that. Do you? Oh, you
No,
do.
I
you
do
do.
know that.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot he did that to the
We
other
do
guy.
that.
Yeah, we've seen the aftermath.
Yeah, I forgot Blind Owl or whatever his name
this
was.
guy has the power to just fuck up
Black
people's
Hand.
mind.
Well, yeah, the double blind guy.
The guy with 2 eye patches, Hank.
Yeah, but I guess now we know who did
He
that.
has a name.
Yeah, he's double blind guy.
No.
What? That's not my fault. He probably writes that. Look,
I'm not just gonna raise you a blind, I'm gonna raise you a double blind.
God damn it!
Well, I was thinking every good survey needs a double blind.
I got nothing. You guys got the 2 good ones.
Yeah, we win. We win this time.
Well,
So,
every time.
I suppose this is where we sit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So we-
Walter, I don't think I actually got your opinions on the, Orgers, did I?
I think you did.
Did I?
I'm against both.
Okay. So, you guys don't like anyone. I definitely don't like
terrorists
most
or
of them.
religious fundamentalists.
There's a status quo here, and a lot of people have drifted away from that. And now they are going backwards towards the status quo, but not to go towards it, but to change it and to blow it up. I'm here to make sure that the people who try and blow it up get blown up themselves. I'm not going to do it. I'm not sure if I can actually blow up somebody, but I can throw them. And
Well,
I
we
want
don't
this
need to
get
be
happen.
that pessimistic about it.
Yes, you do.
Just blow up civilization.
I'm not blowing up anybody. I'm not going to blow up anybody. I can't blow up people, but I'm going to beat up the people who are trying to blow up civilization. I'm going to beat them up so bad that the bruises will always be there, and they'll always be reminded of the time that a small child beat them up, and maybe they'll be so absolutely crushed morally that they'll stop.
Oh, out of character. It sounds a lot like what was the Nazi one? They carved the Nazi symbol into their foreheads. You know, when you get back
Glorious
home.
Bastards.
Yeah, when you get back home, you're gonna take that uniform off. Oh, can't have you doing that.
Only this time it's going to be like, what happened to your eye? It's like, oh, well, a 14-year-old knocked it out.
Why do you all have like giant fist marks in your foreheads? Yeah, we were part of that fight.
Jeez.
I mean, that is an entire, since you linked Batman, that is an entire subsection of Batman mooks. There's like foot face or something like that. There's like people
Yeah,
who have,
something like that.
yeah, and the one that has the Batarang stuck in their head. There's all victims of fighting Batman that have permanent marks on them now.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you, Scrap, right now. Let's get breakfast, and maybe let's bring Arsenal in on this.
Hope he's not dead.
I think he said he was busy. There's something like an emergency. Something about Epic. I think he's just in bed with it.
He's in bed with Epic?
Yeah. That
What
noise.
was that noise? Is that a sneeze?
No! That's me going, ah!
Oh, okay.
If he wants to hide a relationship, that's fine. You know, he'll tell us eventually.
Oh my god.
Oh
Oh
jeez.
no.
He forgot that Batman just stepped in fire right before he kicked him in the face.
Oof.
Oh my
Oh
god.
jeez.
That's rough. Holy shit.
Well, his face
Batman don't
certainly is
play.
rough now.
Well,
No.
at least he has the little crosses there for proper traction on wet surfaces.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Well,
the fucking bat logo.
Yeah, I was about to say that. If you look close enough, of course, everything has the Bat logo on it.
Why did he do that to his shoes?
He made his shoes.
Never mind. It's Batman. That's why.
He paid for his own shoes.
All right. So, well, enough staring at this image.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Oh my god.
if you guys are going to head off to breakfast and wait for Arsenal to recover, I believe we can end that there.
I think so.
A lot of good
We've
stuff.
done a lot of talking. We've done some investigation. We've come to some slight conclusions about where we stand.
Everything must. Okay, hold on. Some parts of everything must go away.
Truth, justice, and the Egyptian way.
Aren't we in Europe?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're like in a French German kind of mega city region.
Gull.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you're in Côte Noire, you're in the like French, Belgian, Spanish area. If you're in Reichsglen, you're in the British and German area.
Mm-hmm.
Alpina, like Switzerland, Austria,
Of course.
Italy. And then Privnity is like Poland, Russia, Finland, that kind of zone.
Jesus
We
Christ.
should label these.
Yeah.
And remember, like, all the victims of our powers.
Well,
I
let's see,
still
there's
want
the one that exploded.
I still want Spoons and Mega Minion to come back.
Spoons and Mega Goo.
I don't know. I think if they saw us, they'd be like, "Oh no, guys, it's not worth it. Guys, it's not worth it. Run."
Wait, is that the guy who literally punched someone to oblivion? Let's go home.
I've always wanted to become a butcher. Let's just go home. Let's take up a trade.
Yeah.
All right. If we're all done here, I am actually quite starving. I'm going to go make myself some pasta.
Ooh, sounds good.
Good idea.
Yes, I have some prosciutto and chicken tortellini I'm sitting on. I've been sitting. I've been
Right.
drooling for the past 2 hours. Like, oh, I should probably go make it. It's like, no, I have
Go
responsibilities.
make it. Go get food.
Do it.
All right.
How many PowerPoints for the session?
Oh, yes.
All right. You get 2 PowerPoints.
Oh boy.
I
think that means I could actually buy my defensive measure now.
Oh.
What's your defensive measure? I put 2 more points in toughness.
Yeah.
No, I specifically have fashioned item that has the limitation requires people to believe in me.
Oh.
And that would give me enough points to actually cover my terrible fortitude weakness and my will weakness.
Oh.
I think my
So
will
those might be
actually-
good things to have. Alternatively, I could always just, continue being weak and silly and, get a minion.
Yeah.
So that's
Get
something
a
to talk
sidekick
about.
and have him be Osiris Jr.
Cyrus Jr.
Osiris
At this
kid.
point, I'm almost
Wait.
considering making Toth a minion
got
that
it.
is just
Wait,
in another
no, I got
dimension
it,
that
I
I
got it.
use for information.
Being a demigod that uses a god as a minion. Beautiful.
So big. Oh, oh no.
Let's see.
I
what
love
else
it.
I got. Oh shoot! I used to know all of these fucking gods from when I played Age of Mythology.
I've researched them over and over again for numerous campaigns. It's just so fun.
I used to know them when I used to play Black Adam because his power set is from Egyptian gods
hmm
instead of Shazam, who's his Greek gods.
Mm.
Egyptian gods. I need what? I need one that ends with L. Is there one that ends with L?
Ends with L?
Ends with L.
That's that word game where you start with a word and end with a word.
Oof.
I don't think so.
Not very
I can't think of
Egyptian.
L actually showing up in their alphabet at all.
Not coming to mind. A lot of them like ending in vowels.
Those jerks.
I mean, the best trick is to find the Egyptian gods that translate into Greek gods, because then you might find one that has a Greek name that ends with an L, and you just backtrace it.
From what I'm looking at, there is nothing. That sucks.
It's
Oh
like
well.
Teth.
Ah, dang.
Teth goes
I'll
to
be
Greece.
like blank lad.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start manufacturing my power for next time. And so I guess I do have a question for free. So what about the stone Ankh? What is it? What does it count as? What are we doing with it?
So the stone Ankh is a freebie device. It allows you to call upon Egyptian deities.
Mm-hmm.
They can't really do much. They might be able to influence something a tiny amount, but mostly they're just there for a bit of knowledge, some banter.
Right, a little bit of banter, you know, like, hey, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So far I've just been bothering Toth because it makes the most sense. Like,
Yeah.
who could possibly know about this esoteric player character thing?
Yes.
Alright, so I have that as a tool at least. That'll be interesting to maybe bring them in. Though by the sound of it, it sounds like they're all just like gone in the other dimension or something right now.
Yes.
No influence.
No, if not a lot of people believe in them, they're just going to. They're not going to really have much presence.
Right.
Like, in the wider world.
I could see it at best, like going like, "Oh no, this poor guy over here." Instead of solving with my powers, I'll say like, "Oh, could you pray for this this little girl here?
Yeah.
They need your power."
Yeah. Or like, oh no, this guy's about to die. He's like one of my 5 worshippers. And he uses like 90% of his power to like blow over a trash can to stop him from walking into an exploding building. Yeah, most of
So that actually does bring up a question. How would we handle the requires people to believe in me limitation? How do we want to go on that? Because there's a lot of ways we could.
Yeah. So doing more stuff in public and representing yourself as a deity-like figure would cause some people to start like going back and looking at ancient Egyptian stuff, especially if you present yourself that way.
Right. I've got the looks, I've got the style, I'm literally floating down from the heavens.
Yeah.
I
would definitely help.
I think like the dramatic exit I made is like exactly the kind of thing we're looking for in those terms.
Yeah, like the more dramatic stuff you do, the better it's going to be, especially in public.
So the way it's we're handling it right now then would be a clear, obvious general vibe thing.
Yeah.
Where as long as I keep doing things that impress people, then people will still believe in me in some substance.
Yes.
Whether or not explicitly as a god probably doesn't necessarily matter.
No, not necessarily.
As long as it's me.
Yes.
I think I've been doing good on that.
Yeah.
So at least that gives us some ability to start it off, and then we'll see if it fades suddenly.
We shall see.
So suddenly people like aren't thinking about me as much because a new hero came into town, and that gives me a mental weakness that people can exploit.
Yeah.
That'd be fun and interesting. PR wars.
Yes. All right. Well, if that's all, I believe I'll be ducking out now.